I'm about to be 40, and I've done almost $40 million in live social shopping.
You've sold over $40 million on live stream selling?
Yes,
How?
through God's grace.
How long have you been doing this for?
Since 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
What were you selling on in 2016?
Fashion,
And what platform?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And now you're on TikTok Shop?
Yep, fully.
You left Facebook.
I did.
Why'd you leave Facebook?
That I knew the opportunity with TikTok Shop was going to be an opportunity of a lifetime. This platform is the only one that is fully invested and understands live selling.
Okay, so since you've been doing this for so many years,
Yeah.
so many different sales, what is your best product of all time that you've sold?
There's a few items. Currently, it's this heart necklace. This sucker I sold out in 20 seconds.
20 seconds?
Literally gone.
On TikTok Shop?
Yeah.
How much does that go for?
40.
$40?
Yeah.
And how much commission are you making?
I don't want to disclose that.
Oh, you can't disclose that. How much in sales have you done from it?
Well, we just launched it, so we sold out.
Oh, that's yours, or
My brand. I have my girlfriend's brand. I just got her on the shop, so she's still in probation. She can't even sell more than 50 a day. So every time she ships them out, I go live.
What's her name?
Her name's Toddy.
Toddy. Congrats on the sellout.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to the #1 social commerce podcast on the internet. Today, I'm joined by Katrina DeMille. Katrina is a legend in the live shopping space. I think, matter of fact, you're probably the biggest live host that I've had on the show so far.
Oh, really?
I know that, money's not your motivator, but how much in sales have you done? Facebook and TikTok.
So, well, not including this year, but it was up to, well, I guess if you want me to include this year, it'll be up to 40 million total. But that's just on paper, but yes, in sales, yes.
Don't downplay that. Don't downplay
Yeah.
$40 million. Like, what?
It's crazy.
Okay, so you've obviously done extremely well for yourself.
Praise the Lord.
Glory to God.
Yes, always.
How did you start from the beginning of the live streaming journey?
Yes. So I started live selling in 2016. This was before ring lights, glam lights, people even knew what live selling was. And, before, way before, in the very beginning of times, I was a teen mom, high school dropout. And I think my whole entire journey was just to prove to everyone that I could make it, that I could arrive and define what success was. Was filling that void in my heart to prove everyone wrong. And then that's where it really gave me the drive to just keep going.
You had a lot of people looking down on you.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Jersey.
From Jersey originally.
Yeah.
And you were doing all your selling in Jersey.
Yes.
So when you started, how old were you when you started live stream selling?
So I opened my hair salon when I was 23. So I was in the hair world first. And then I guess when I turned 30, it was like a midlife crisis kind of thing. I kind of envisioned one day I was walking in the salon of having pearls around my neck, red lipstick on my teeth, and a fur jacket, and coming through the salon. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. That vision, it's instilled in my brain. I was like, there has to be more to what I'm doing. And I loved my customers. I loved the salon life. But I'll be honest, I was literally working Monday through Saturday, every day, 9 to 10 o'clock at night. And by my fourth child, I was like, I want to be home with my kids. There just has to be more to this. So my girlfriend came to me, and I don't know if you heard of a brand called LuLaRoe. Have you heard of a brand called LuLaRoe?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so there's actually 2 documentaries on the LuLaRoe. It's called Lula Rich, and there was another one too. And I was in the LuLaRoe world. So my girlfriend was like, I'm selling these really cute leggings. Some were cute, some were not cute. A lot were not. But at the time, it was this hype, and this was my first time wearing leggings too. So I got into an MLM. This was my first time getting into it.
For fashion?
For fashion.
Wow.
But the LuLaRoe world created live selling. That's where I come from. So I watched my girlfriend do this. I was like, I could do this. And my husband was like, absolutely not. No. You got a good thing going. My salon was voted the best of New Jersey. And that was like a grind in itself to even get to be successful in the salon, because I was so young. You know, I had a double mastectomy when I was 21, full hysterectomy when I was 30. I'm 4 kids in, trying to just grind and hustle to make it, right? So my girlfriend introduced me to LuLaRoe. We started the live selling on Facebook, and my first live sell, I was like, whoa, what is this? This is crazy. When I was live, first of all, it was very few people on the live. It was like, started with like 10 people on my live. But I noticed like the people were for all over the world. So I was like, wait, these people are nice. Like Jersey, we're not really nice. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the Jersey Shore show, you know.
I actually love East Coast people.
Really? I'm 10 minutes from the house. Like literally Toms River, New Jersey. Like 10 minutes from the Jersey Shore. So like we're Jersey. Like, so we're not really, we're kind, but we're not nice. We're like, get out of our way.
Okay.
You know, but that's the way we say love you.
Right,
you
right,
know?
yeah.
So I'm like, wait, like these people are really nice online, and we're talking, and I'm going live, selling, and I was just doing the math too. I was like, okay, if I could do that in an hour, and that would have taken me days of work, I was like, if I go all in on this, what can I do? So I sold my salon, and I went all in on live selling, all in. And
What platform were you on originally?
Facebook. Yeah, I was all in. I was like, no, there is something to this. So this is 2016, before China launched live. I remember when China launched live.
And how were y'all? Because there was no direct link.
No.
So you were leading them to the website?
No. We had to manually take names and invoice them after the live and ship their orders that day.
And that company was the only one doing it at the time.
So it was LuLaRoe, yeah. But we had to manually create systems, create lives. There was no book. There was no book on this at all. It was like...
This was like, what, 10 years ago?
This
almost?
is like the OG of live. Like if there was a history book of live selling, this is what I'm telling you. Like this is like your grandparents saying, I walked uphill both ways in the snow. Like this is what we did live. Like
How long were you with this company?
I was for a year. And I knew something was weird. And if you watch the documentaries, you know, you'll also see what was kind of weird about the companies. But I knew. So, like, I treat everything like a business. I'm very business-minded, very entrepreneur, go-getter, workaholic. So when I saw this, I treated it like a business, and I ran hard with it. So then when I saw some things that I was like, this isn't, I don't see the longevity here. I left in the first year. And I went into the boutique world. So I went to market. I was like, okay, wait, what's going on here? Because LuLaRoe was very expensive wholesale. I mean, the leggings wholesale, I think, were like $18. It was very expensive. Everything was very expensive. Like the sweaters were $30. I'm like, and that's a lot that you're outputting. So yeah, I rose to the top pretty quickly in that company, but I realized.
So you were having to buy the products yourself?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like affiliate. You were buying it.
Receiving it, you didn't even know what you got.
So
it was a mystery box.
So they were making their money from the wholesale business.
Oh yeah, big money. And they were motivated by the end of the GMV. That's why I said, like, on paper, right? Like, on paper it says you bring this, but then after you buy the product, after you ship the product, after you pay your staff, when you're said and done, you're like, wait a minute, it wasn't mathing. Because you were seeing how much you spent in LuLaRoe wholesale, and then the staff, the shipping, did you even profit? After all the, sacrifice. Like, we're talking sacrifice. So I would say later on in 2019 is when it hit me about the profit. I was like, you're just in the rush of it. So you're just going. You're like, who can bring in the highest numbers? Because LuLaRoe did show the numbers, kind of like TikTok Shop, which I love and hate. Now that I'm older, I hate it. But it would be insanely competitive. And I was very competitive. And when I found out, like, not anymore. Now I'm not. But back then, like, money was definitely a driven factor for me before I was saved. And I found out someone was doing $100,000 a month. I was like, what? Like, that was, like, something I couldn't even, like, my brain couldn't even, like, understand that. Because especially when you're grinding in the salon, like, not eating, doing hair 24/7, you're not seeing your kids. I only had 3 days off. I had Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. That was it. And I'm talking years of that grind of doing hair. And I loved it, but it was still a grind. So when you're going live and you're just making a video, that's nothing compared to what the grind was in the salon days. So when I heard a girl did that it was possible, I was like, no, I could do that. I can do that. And I did. And I did. I completely blew her numbers out of the water. And that's when my husband was like, oh,
This is big.
there's something. That's when he onboarded to help too.
But you guys weren't factoring in the profit or anything.
No. Mm-mm.
You're just seeing the sales.
We were just seeing sales.
And
just
but
seeing
you weren't having to write the invoice like for the products or
Manually
anything?
sending them, but like it turned into like 1 live a week, 3 lives a week, 4 lives a week, 5 lives a week, 6 lives a day. Like it was like this beast. Like it was like a monster. Honestly, I look back at it and it was like this was a monster that was consuming me 100% because LuLaRoe fed into it. They encouraged it, and then also I wasn't a mentor because in MLMs you have to like sign people up to I wasn't a mentor or coach or anything. So
And they were probably pushing you to like, hey, mentor.
So
hey,
when
you
the
wanna start?
owners found out how much sales I was doing with no anyone under me, they would invite me to events. That was the only way I could go to the events and help teach people do what I do and then speak on what I do for live selling.
And were they paying you for that?
No. No.
You were just profiting the company.
Yeah, essentially,
But
yeah.
you saw it as like free trips, hey.
No, I had to pay for it. I had to pay for the flights and everything. I know. I don't understand why.
It was your
But
first
I think,
time.
I think
You felt
it
like
was,
you were part of something bigger than
yeah,
yourself.
and like I think I do love helping people. Like I love seeing other women succeed. I love to encourage that and nurture that. But the other thing, the downside is like I'm too honest about it too. Like to show, that's why I couldn't get anyone on board under me because I would go live while I was live. And people would be like, nah, I'm out. This chick's crazy. She's nuts.
Yeah.
That's what it's like behind the scenes. Oh, that's what she's doing? I can't do that. Or people see, the numbers and they can't get to that. Then they get easily discouraged. You know what I mean? And then I become like a hater or people hate. And that's why I was a little nervous about coming on the podcast too because when people talk about numbers and GMV, like they, it can bring the heat. It can bring the heat. And for me, I'd rather someone not like me for Jesus. You know what I mean? I'd rather give you the gospel, not like you for Jesus now.
So you obviously changed the way that you're thinking. I want to talk about the old Katrina for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The old Katrina, what motivated her? Like, what was the work ethic like back then?
It was not of God, for sure. It was trauma disguised as ambition. So being a teen mom, having not the best childhood with my mom, it was, I guess I would just bury myself in it and try to, like, again, prove myself that I can make it. I got pregnant when I was 17, got married at 17, dropped out of high school, just did all the wrong things, and I wanted to show I wasn't like the cliche of high school dropout teen mom. So I just had dreams, I had visions, and I wasn't going to stop until I got there. And I'll be honest with you, my mom passed away 3 years ago, but before that, that's okay, yeah. Before that, we did butt heads. It would be 3 years on, 3 years off, and of talking, not talking, and it was a lot of alcohol and pills that she had a lot of her own demons that she was battling. And, we butt heads a lot, and I had to eventually just like cut her off at the time. And then that's when I opened up my own hair salon and really ventured out on my own. But she wasn't happy about that, and she did come after me, and it just was a really difficult time, but nothing was stopping me. And looking back at it now, I also see that God was kind of like put like the blinders on.
He had a plan for you.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He protected me the whole time. He really did.
And I also think sometimes like you have to go through those things for you to be that stronger person as you build and to reach those that are lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and the thing too is like it's almost like if you can't handle what you have now, what do you think God's gonna give you for the next season or the next chapter? Like if you can't handle what you have now and manage that and learn from it, and you're like, why does this keep happening to me? Why am I going through these things over and over and over again? Well, it's because you haven't learned through it. You have to accept what God's like trying to teach you, and then he'll bring you to the next part. And it almost like building your business portfolio, Because I could sit here and say everything I learned from the salon, everything I learned from that has brought me to where I am now. So it's not all for nothing. So like the work you're doing now are little seeds that will be planting and growing into what you will maybe years from now. So that's why it's hard too. Like you can't judge people by like their success and what you see now. This is seeds that have been planted years ago. Same with you with like this whole podcast, by the way. Congratulations.
Glory to God.
Yeah. So like, you know that the things that you're doing now are things that you've learned and implemented years ago. And you're just taking it, pivoting, adapting, tweaking it, and making it more. And having God use you through the platform that you're using now. And you wouldn't have learned those things if you didn't go through it.
Exactly. No, 100%. I think I had to go through a lot of failures, and I think that, you know, when I did the sneaker channel for 10 years, there was failure after failure after failure after failure after failure, and it was like, why, God, why? Prepare me for now that we're building this business, and it's just like smooth sliding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we already know thumbnails and hires, and you know what I mean? Okay, so let's circle back around to you.
Yeah.
So you step away from live selling, and you go into, after you left that company.
Oh, so I was still live, but I was wholesaling from boutique brands. So there's a whole boutique world.
How long have you been live selling for?
It'll be 9 years.
Okay. So you moved to the boutique world. Explain to us, what is that boutique world?
Okay, so so I remember my first show. It was in New York City at the Javits Center. I have no idea what I'm doing. Literally have no idea what I'm doing. LuLaRoe was open packs. Boutique world is closed pack. So let's say I wanted to sell this jacket. I would have to buy in a pack 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 larges, and maybe they throw in 1 XL. So I couldn't scale because you have to buy in a pack.
From that company?
From a company, yes.
So they were kind of taking a playbook off the other people.
Mm-hmm. But wholesale was way less than LuLaRoe.
Okay.
But you had to buy in packs. So I was like, okay, but the wholesale is way less, so that's fine. So, I mean, I was dropping 25 to 30 grand a week in inventory. I'm not even playing. Like, it was nuts. But when you get to that number, like, you're almost numb to it. Like, once you hit those, like, high things, it's like you don't even realize. Like, it's crazy now even looking back. Like, it's really nuts to see when you get to that level, that tax bracket, there's really no going down. Like, you really can't get out of it. It's like impossible to get out of it because then, you know, all the rest rolls in of, and also because I wasn't saved, I was trying to live up to that tax bracket too. So you're like, oh, well, yeah, of course I can have a G-Wagon. Of course I can have an Escalade. Of course I can buy a BMW. Of course I could live in a mansion on 10 acres. Of course I can do all that. But again.
So did you start spending money like crazy?
I was in a trailer before I made a lot of money. Like we couldn't even buy groceries at one point. Me and my husband, we were struggling. We were really struggling. So when you start getting money like that, you think it's always gonna roll in, and you think you could live up to it. And we were so foolish. So foolish. Oh my gosh. So that was 2019 when I realized God pulled the rug from underneath me, turned the faucet off, and I got saved.
2019. So
like
during that next phase of you, what was the business you called? Wholesale?
Yeah, so it was boutique wholesale, yeah.
Boutique wholesale.
Till 2019, and then God turned the faucet off.
So did you have employees under you at that point?
Yeah, we had about, I would say like 15 employees.
Were you and your husband running it together?
Yeah, we had a 3,000 square foot warehouse. We had a storefront, a live selling room, a few live selling rooms. I was traveling probably 20 days out of the month, going to different markets and vendors. Like I said, because like when that income comes in and now you're shipping and payroll and everything's going up and you're living beyond those means, like that's what I was saying, on paper, it looks great. Talking out loud, like pride, right? Like pride. You just think you're unstoppable. And I'm grateful that the Lord was like, because he saved me.
And are you like dripped in like Gucci, Louis Vuitton?
Oh my
Dior?
gosh. Yes.
What were you buying at that? Like what were your purchases?
It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
But I want to hear it though. I was
embarrassed. I was so, no, it's
Come on.
No, it's literally embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. we talk about it all the time, how foolish we were. Because now I want to build the Lord's kingdom. I don't want to build the
Doesn't
Katrina's
satisfy
kingdom.
you, right?
No, nothing was. It's lonely at the top. Because what is success to people? To me, I pray for God's daily bread. I'm like, whatever you could provide for me today, Lord, thank you. Thank you. Because you can't bring it with you, and he provides everything I need.
I feel like you're trying to rush the story. I want
I
to really, I
know.
really want to, I really want to feel what it was like to be you at this point before we jump into, when the Lord came in.
Oh, okay, so right before the Lord came in, right, I'm buying all the things, all the bags, all the things,
Cars,
buying everything.
houses, are you buying or you're renting?
I was renting. We were renting. We thought we had to put on this persona.
You're living in New York City?
I was living 40 minutes from New York. Yeah, we moved very close to New York, but I was live 24/7 to keep it up.
So you couldn't even enjoy it?
No, it's not. What are you sacrificing? Because I got in it, right, to be home with my kids. Yeah, I was home, but I wasn't present.
How long are you going live at this time? And is it just you or is it your employees?
It was me, and I did hire a few other girls to help. But the more payroll, the more overhead. Now, the more you got to bring in, the more goals you have to hit. And I won't stop until I hit the goals. So, like, literally, I wouldn't stop. We would do lives. We would even do 24-hour lives. Like, it was really nuts. And going back to the wholesale, too, like, going to these markets, no one knew what live selling was. To get a brand, they'd be like, I'm not selling on eBay. That's what they would say. We're not going, because this is how, think about it, 2016, 2017, no one knew what live was. That's why I had to get a storefront to convince the brands that I was legit, to be approved by the brands. And it's funny because all these brands now are on TikTok Shop. They would ban me because they didn't approve me back then. But now they're on TikTok Shop. It's really funny to see. And I'll always make like a little joke about it when I sell their products. I'm like, wow, you see, I am a fan of them, but they wouldn't let me sell because they wouldn't be online.
And then 2019 hits.
Yeah.
What happens at that point? How did God get a hold of you?
So I was absolutely miserable. I was miserable. I would end the live and just literally cry in my car. Like, what was the purpose of all this? Like, what's the reason? And I would tell myself horrible things. I hated myself. I hated how I look. I hated how I sound. I genuinely hated myself. It's because when I saw myself in the mirror, I saw my mom. And no, we're not crying. I wanted to not see her anymore, but I was crying in my closet, and I opened my Bible, and it was John. I think it was John 14, and it was about how he's the vine and abide in him. And I started going to church. I went and met with these women in a prayer room. It was a really dark room, and we're praying, and they led me to the Lord. And I already thought I was a believer. That's the crazy thing. I had a false profession. Like, I believed in God, I believed in Jesus, but really it was the Holy Spirit. It's 3 in 1. And when they led me to the Lord, and I got saved. I mean, I know without a doubt, I was saved in that moment. When the lights turned on, I realized the woman was blind. That led me. The blind woman led me to see. And I was like, I don't want this world. I want Jesus. I started selling all my things, getting rid of all the cars, going back to just the basics, and really just trimming the fat and getting to the root of my heart problem. And I was the problem, So I just started surrendering. You have to surrender. You have to. You have to surrender, because at the end of the day, my finances, the money, my cars, my kids, my house is all God. It's all Jesus. It's all yours anyway. You're lending it to me, and I just have to do what he calls me to do. So I get saved. We start trimming down the fat of everything. I start figuring out about drop shipping, and that's how I got to California. So I'm hiring a company to help get me manage my back end with shipping, and I start cutting down everything, becoming more minimalist, because at the time in the boutique world, the bigger the better. People are going live, showing their massive warehouses, all this inventory, and I'm like, that's massive taxes. Like, I'm like, that's money, bro. I was lean. I was turn and burn. I was like, it's in the door, it's out the door. If it's not selling, it's sitting. And then you got to pay taxes at the end of the year. So I started to learn how to make my own products, manufacturing, drop shipping. That's how I got to California. So I get to California and my mom passes away within 3 days of moving here. It was crazy. And we moved across country. Me, my husband, my 4 kids. We moved to California, and my mom passes away. We did get very close that year before she passed, and I believe, even though she strived for Jesus all her life, I really do believe she repented. She repented to me about things that I didn't even think she would remember. And it was like God's redemption, honestly. It was really, really great that we were able to reunite in such a way. And I forgave her, she forgave me, and it sucks because it was like the first time you actually were like, wow, this is what a mom is like, and losing her was obviously horrible, but I know that I wouldn't have it any other way, especially with how things happen, like the things that did happen. I would never do it again differently because it is the woman, like God made me the woman I am now because of those situations. So coming to California, I know I'm rambling. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm
It's
loving it.
a
I'm
lot.
loving it. No,
It's a
this is
lot.
good. This is gonna reach people for sure. Thank you for being so transparent.
Yeah. So coming to California, the drop shipping company actually hires me. So that's why we moved out here. So I was like, okay, this will be a good stream of income, get like a good base. They're managing my inventory. I was traveling here once a month anyway because of the fashion district. That's where all the wholesale brands are. And I run into TikTok. So this is where TikTok steps in. I started doing TikTok Shop actually in 2021. This was before Shop came out. It was when they were syncing with Shopify. And I was actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I was getting TikTok Shop into the markets for the boutique because they needed a boutique. You have to be a boutique with the tax ID to get into markets. So I'm going into markets with TikTok. And they were hooking me up with TikTok while I'm live streaming through TikTok Shop. But it's not TikTok Shop. It's through my Shopify. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm kind of getting to where you're heading because when I started TikTok Shop, I thought I was going to be a seller. I thought I was going to be a boutique. So I went out of the fashion district, and you need like a commercial license, and you need like all the things.
Yes.
So you're saying that you're TikTok?
No, I'm the brand. I was the boutique, and TikTok was with me and my boutique to get into market, to do the live streams with me through Shopify, through TikTok Shop.
But they weren't. But you were.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the official approval, but you were doing it on TikTok.
Yeah, they were like my guests.
You had to get them to understand what you were doing.
Exactly.
So you got on and you were a seller?
Not as a creator, as a brand, with my own back end through Shopify. So this was like beta. This was before TikTok Shop even came through.
Are Shopify and TikTok Shop still integrated?
Not anymore.
They cut that partnership?
Because I don't think it was working. The conversions, it wasn't going through. Like, it just wasn't working.
Yeah. And then they replaced it with their own system?
Yeah, because I told them, I said, listen, like, I can't go all in at TikTok. Like, I couldn't. Like, I literally could not go all in because you have this monster of a business that's, like, flying, right? Like, you have shipments, you have all this, and you want me to stop that plane and take off this plane and do what with this plane? Like, this plane is still flying. So, like, and it's a business. Like, to me, I can't have multiple accounts. So I know you said you had 15 accounts. Bro, what? I can't. I have one. I have 5, but I don't use.
Well, there was a lot of rumors back then that you could only upload 3 a day, and that was like the magical number. And so that's why I started multiple.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I wish I could because I'm all in on my one account. Like,
yeah,
all
but you're
my
live,
eggs.
though.
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay, so you come here for the drop shipping, and then you get into TikTok Shop.
Yeah, so I'm doing TikTok Shop, but it's not TikTok Shop. It's TikTok synced with Shopify.
Wow.
And before TikTok Shop. So I say to them, listen, I can't go all in on TikTok. I was technically live streaming at the same time on Facebook and TikTok, having it go to my Shopify, where then I would have the drop shipping company shipping out my products. So I stopped doing that, and then TikTok started TikTok Shop. This is at the very beginning. So 2023, I meet with TikTok Shop, and they're like, hey, can you be a full-time creator now? And I was like, yeah.
Were you in the beta?
Yeah. So I'm like so everything you see on live now on TikTok Shop is because I've been telling them to do it. The giveaways, the flash sales, I'm like all in on all of that. Like everything.
You pioneered the whole space.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, like I feel like this. Every time I'm live, like I feel like we're paving a way for the future. Like, because I've been in it, like I said, 9 years. I know live. I know it. I know what works, what doesn't work. Will TikTok listen? They don't sometimes. A lot of times they don't, because in China, it's $1 billion industry and they're doing it there. And I remember when they launched it in China, I was like, $1 billion? I've been doing this for already 4 years, So they're trying to do what they're doing in China here, but it's not converting. It won't convert that way. I know what will convert. So when we do what I say, it works. Or I do opposite of what they say.
What's the difference?
The conversion, it's actually math, and I'm not a math girl, and it's data but also gut. Like it's half and half. Where I believe in China with them doing it, it's all data. They're all data driven. I'm all gut driven with a little bit of data. So personally, I think that there's a lot of differences, and I've told them, but I just don't know. They won't believe it until you could prove it. And I think that there's an inventory issue. Well, I'm in fashion. I should have mentioned that, obviously. I'm only fashion on TikTok Shop.
Right.
So the beauty girls are fine because the inventory is endless, right?
Supplements are endless.
So, yeah, right? Like fashion is probably one of the hardest. The hardest. So the inventory is a big issue. So if you want to hit high GMV, you need the stock, and you need it now. You can't wait to restock. It's already out of season. We moved on. Mm-hmm. So you only have a short amount of time.
So you're in the beta program.
Yeah.
Were you with the first 7 or were you with the first 35? I know there was 2 waves.
Honestly, I was in my own bubble. I didn't even know anyone else existed. So
you would think you were before all of them?
So, yeah, because I don't even know what you're talking about.
So TikTok had the first 7 in all different industries.
So I was really tight with TikTok Shop Global.
So you're more on the global side.
Yeah.
So you're more...
I didn't know about the local side until literally last year. So
you're more like Jerry's when Jerry was there.
Before
Jerry was there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Pop Team now. Because that's the other thing, too. There's so many teams. This is before there was teams. There was only one.
So when TikTok Shop affiliates started, they grabbed 7, and they were like, you guys are going to be the beta testers. They flew them to Culver City. They boosted their videos. I mean, Matt Kalla did tech, right? He did $1 million in a day from, like, them pushing him organically. Then they had another wave, which was, like, Angie Faith and, like, 30 of them that they were experimenting with, and they were, like, selling dressers and, like, whatever products were available at first. But, like...
This is before all that.
Wow. So did you get pushed organically then?
I'll be honest. When I first went live on TikTok, there was no views.
I mean, if something needs to be cut, just let me know.
Yeah.
Right.
So they were called mega lives at the time, and not a lot of people got them. Those were the really pushed lives. I did have one mega live in my living room, so I was pushed. But I had to prove myself that I could do it.
What were those first numbers looking like in sales?
I had to prove myself. My first live, I made no money.
Really?
Then my second live, no money. And I was like, what is going on? Now, also, I was bringing my creator friends, well, now they're creators, but at the time, boutique friends, over. So I'm now hated in the boutique community because signing up with TikTok Shop, they said I sold my soul to the devil because I switched essentially from wholesale now to being a creator. And, some people have their opinions about TikTok and stuff like that. And for me, I have to do what's right for me and my family. And I felt that being a creator, I can get the best of both sides. So, like, if you're a boutique, I could still show your stuff.
Right.
And mix it in with global products, too. Like, sales make sales.
Well, I think it's interesting because, well, first of all, if people don't adapt, they're gonna fall behind.
Yeah.
Right. Because like that's what's happening with that's what happened with me with the influencer
Yes.
world. Right. Like people look down on me and they were hating on me because I did
Yes.
TikTok shop.
Yes, same thing.
So different industries, same thing.
Yes.
But if they don't adapt, again, the old ways of brand deals are gonna die because
Yes.
they're not converting.
Exactly.
And with TikTok shop, you can see the direct conversion. So that's kind of why I started Shop House, so I can scream to the top of the moon, like, "Hey guys, look what's going on over here."
Yes,
right?
you
Like,
have to be able, like, I know it's scary, but like if you're an entrepreneur, if you're business mindset, like you have to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. Like every day, I tell myself every day is a picture frame. You walk down the stairs and the picture frame's like this, and you're like trying to fix it every day, get it perfect. You leave, it comes back, it's like this. Every day you're trying to perfect the picture frame. Like it's never gonna be the picture frame staying on the wall straight every day. One day it's off the wall. Like you're like, okay, every day you have to like tweak what you're doing. So it's never the same. That's why I do, I wonder why, and I have a genuine question. Why do people post their numbers and highlight their GMB? Is there monetization or motives for like coach sales and things like that? Because like to me, it doesn't make sense on why you're constantly showcasing numbers.
well, I think a lot of it is kind of like motivational. For me, anyways, it was. Are you familiar with the School of Hard Knocks?
No.
So young guy named James. I'm friends with him in Austin. They're now the biggest business channel in the world, and they go up to people on Wall Street. Hey, when did you make your first $1 million?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So I was friends with them before they like made it big time, right?
Okay.
So for me, when I started Shop House, I was like, the initial thing for Shop House was like I had an agency that I was trying to promote, so I wanted to do it through content. But I knew their system worked, and I was getting a lot of like, I feel like a lot of people were looking down at me at the time for like TikTok shop, but they didn't know what was possible.
Yeah.
So the first video that I did was with Angie Faith, and it wasn't like, hey, what, like, how much did you make? It was like, how much can you possibly make on TikTok? Like, are you actually making that from TikTok? It was just
Yeah.
more to like prove to people
Yeah.
that like this was possible, right?
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like a flex off or whatever.
Because it brings some heat from a lot of
Right. Matter of
and-
fact, though, I would say like I would try to stay away from like the flexing. I mean, I think it gets views and stuff, which is why I use it as the
Yeah.
hook. But like it's a good hook. But then like after that, we can like go into like more inspirational and how
deets.
did you do it, right?
Yeah.
But again, nobody's gonna. So my whole thing is content, right? Nobody's gonna listen if they don't hear that 40 million,
Yeah.
right? Like nobody's gonna take you serious because they're gonna be tapped in completely once you get that hook in.
But I mean,
Boom,
like
I'm listening
even
to whatever
other
you say.
creators though, like why are people posting? Is it? Do you think it's like?
I think it's like high school a lot. I
Oh.
think it's like you have.
It
your
reminds
higher
me of
levels.
LuLaRoe.
It's
And
weird though because,
MLM.
but like for me, I don't think the creators have bad hearts. Like all the top creators are all genuine. They all are like
Yeah.
super friendly.
No, I don't think it's bad.
I think it's
hearts.
credibility.
Oh, okay.
I think it's credibility. But I think a lot of it is course selling. A lot of it is
people
communities.
are
A lot of
like-
it is coaching.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on that fact that it can be like what the system that you were in, where it's like I made these sales, now I'm gonna go coach and make money from coaches, and that's why I started Shop House though, because I was a creator at heart and I get fulfillment out of like content creation as my creative, as my artistry. So I wanted to be the first person that was making content on TikTok Shop and social commerce that wasn't directly funneling them into a course or a community.
Yeah.
I wanted to just be the one to like bring this to the mainstream and like do it to entertain and educate and
Yeah.
inspire.
No, and they're great.
And so it's just like a building process. Like it's not like I'm not leading them directly to a community, which I think it's less money in the short term, but I'm building something bigger for like the
Yeah.
10, 20 year plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
why I do it. I know a lot of people do it to sell courses.
Yeah. Well,
it's-
I was always wondering because I'm like, I always see. I'll block them. I'll be honest with you because I'm just like, that's not energy that I'm looking for or
get
want
it.
that in my algorithm.
No, it's gotten really, really toxic. And I think that there's a lot of creators that do it to genuinely help people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've done, X amount and then let me help you. And that kind of is their credibility. But I think there's a lot now of like flexing.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to lay low, which doesn't help being on here.
No, but I think your story is super unique, and I think that it's different than anybody that I've had, and I love how you're sharing your testimony on here. Wow. So you've been doing TikTok Shop now, live streaming for how long?
So I would say I went all in October. And also I wanted to say though, I had vocal cord surgery this time last year.
Wow.
So I couldn't speak for 6 months because of how hard I was going live. See, it's a trap. Like all of it's like a trap. Because then I quickly was getting back into that work, like, you know what I mean? Workaholic, like monster of like, I want to be, I want to, you know, and I was trying to get to $100,000 in a live. That's what I was trying so hard.
But you're passionate about it though.
Oh my gosh.
You're
yeah.
not led by money anymore. It's passion.
No. It's 100% about being authentic, being honest about the product, loving my community is amazing. They actually helped me come back. I wasn't even gonna go live actually ever again a few times because it's draining. Live is hard.
I
Live
see
is
you
hard.
on there. I'm like, I don't know how she does this.
I do it for
all day
hours.
long. What
I
do
do
your
for
lives look
hours.
like? What do your normal lives look like?
So before my vocal cord surgery, I was going live 8, 10, 12 hours a day straight.
Wow.
See, that's new to me. Facebook,
Yeah.
I would do 2 hours on, 2 hour, you know, I would hop.
But you have to do it longer for TikTok,
You know,
right?
TikTok
For the
Shop is a
algorithm.
different beast. TikTok Shop is a completely different beast. And it keeps changing. But I feel like it's just really more about the community. It's more about just being present for like the group and just being honest with the products. And you know, obviously goals are good. Goals are good. Owning things isn't bad. It's when you make it an idol. It's when
Right.
you're trying to put it before things. So don't get me wrong. You can have nice things. I was putting it before everything before. So
You were making it your personality.
yeah, so when I got saved and God changed my perspective, literally leaned everything back to him. But the world will kind of sneak things in. You know what I mean? When I was going live on TikTok, things were finally picking up. I'm finally gaining traction. I'm starting over per se. Because with this account, this was like all new for me because I was all in on Facebook. So I almost started getting lost in the sauce again because of the numbers. Like hitting that GMB. And TikTok kind of wants you to, they pressure.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. They pressure you and they hype you up too. So you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to disappoint, you know, because it is performance based. And this is my livelihood too. This is what supports my family. And when I moved to California, I didn't have anything in my savings. Like I really did. I drained everything. I sold my
Right.
dream home, closed out my storefront, closed out my warehouse, gave up everything to come to California. Everything. So I didn't have much. So I'm starting over, trying to rebuild myself. And I, for a short season, started falling back into that. And that's when I lost my voice. I lost my voice.
Got you
Completely
back.
damaged
Right.
my vocal cord. I was like, Katrina, you got to get off that throne again, girl.
Wow, that's crazy. Pride always comes before the fall. Every time. That's what I
Yeah.
always tell people. Even with me, like anytime that I start something and I start to get pride, it's like God knocks me down. Gotta
Yeah.
start all over again. That's incredible. I mean, so what do you think of this whole like what TikTok's trying to do now with the whole Mega Live star? Do you think that's gonna work like with the Mega Live celebrities and stuff?
I hate it. I think it's okay. So TikTok loves me, but TikTok always probably is not a fan of me because I'm very honest. I'm like honest to a fault, and I could see through things on. I don't know. I guess it's discernment of being in the business, being around. This is like not my first rodeo in life, but I look at it as we call it looping. Back in the day, it would be looping. So, and I'm sure you've experienced looping or some type of like getting with another creator just to exchange like fan bases.
Like
Or
collabs?
Yeah, or giveaways or some type of. So back on Facebook, we would loop. So it would be like you would do a giveaway, I would do a giveaway, and we tell each other's followers to follow each other for the giveaway.
Oh, okay.
So I see that this is kind of their way with live. So I personally think that what they're doing is they are trying to have influencers go on brand lives to bring their following to build the brands. And this is different. This is different insight because The brands now TikTok's shifted their focus onto the brands, not the creators. Because now the brands have the means to promote and pay for ads. They have a different back end. You know, I have some theories about the big lives and big sales. Because why are only brands, not creators, brands, they can be creators too, but why are they the only ones that are able to do the millions in lives? I'm going to just put that out there.
Because they're dumping money into the ad spin, right?
Possibly. I mean, they're the only ones with like the open back end too that could control orders, control prices, control inventory. They have full control. A creator, our hands are tied. We solely rely on the brands and what they're able to
Right.
do
That's
for
what I
us.
don't like about it, right?
I
Because I
know.
wish that I could start my own brand so I could
Yes.
just control the ads and
Yes, everything. Because they have a completely different back end.
So would you try and become like the next Mega Life celebrity? I mean, you could do it. You could be in a place. It's coming quick.
You know, I would not. Yeah.
Brands don't hire you to do Mega Lives?
They've asked.
You've never done a brand Mega Life?
To me, I'm my own brand. Like, I look at it as if it's, let's say Nordstrom. Nordstrom's not going to go into Free People and promote their product, you know, or Nordstrom's not going to go into, you know, Steve Madden or Calvin Klein's store to promote. Nordstrom is its own brand, and they're accepting who they want in their store.
So you think it hurts the brand when
I think it hurts Nordstrom, the influencer.
The influencer
so
brand.
I'm Katrina D'Amelio, Nordstrom, the brand. Like, I'm the brand. And I accept who I want in my store to my audience. I'm not going to share my audience out to them. Now they get their own data, their email, my customer base. They literally will steal my whole entire customer base and have the means and the ads and all that to copy and paste.
But what if they're paying the right price?
Doesn't matter. The longevity, that's short. It's very short-lived. I'll be nothing.
So you don't think there's a world where a big creator just survives off Mega Lives? Like they're doing one Mega Live a week, getting 6 figures per Mega Live.
I mean, I don't know. They're building the brand's account. They're not building their own account. But I'm not an influencer, though, either.
Yeah. You're more of like a network.
Yeah, like if I went on a brand's live, people would be like, who is this girl? You know what I mean? No one knows who I am. They only know me on my account. No one would know who I am. So they won't buy.
I think
Unless
that's
tell
what
my followers.
but I think that's what TikTok is going for though. I think they want somebody who's a pro in their niche that is known for that niche more than anybody, and then they're gonna do brand Mega Lives with them.
On
and
my account?
Yes.
If it's on my account, yes. If it's on their account, no.
I think both.
Yeah.
But I know that like a lot of these creators now they're like waking up to it. Like I'm talking top 0.001%.
Yeah.
They're all working on their personal brand in 2026 because they know that like if they don't, and maybe it's because of me because I'm preaching from the hills. Like when the influencers come, we're in trouble.
Well, they're already breaking all the rules. See,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like I just interviewed James Charles last night. If James Charles wants a deal with somebody, are they gonna go for the top beauty TikTok shop creator who has 10K but has 10 mil GMV?
Yeah.
Or are they gonna go for James? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's we got to prepare for what's to come.
100%.
But I think you're a whole different lane.
But I'll be honest too, like there's no guaranteed in sales either way. Like it's got to be the right time, the right audience, the right price, the right product. It's not just slap his face on a live and sales are going to come through.
Right, because they're seeing some failure right now with
100%.
things that they're doing.
100% they're gonna. It's not easy. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. It's not easy. Just because you're an influencer, just because you have views, just because you have, it's not sales. Like views don't equal sales. I'd rather have 30 people on my live that ready to shop than 3,000 people on the live just to watch me dance. Like I'm fine with low views.
What is the biggest secret into converting those customers?
You have to have the it factor, and not a lot of people have it. So like, I think people get frustrated because maybe they don't have the it factor, which I think a lot of people in the service industry have a lot of the it factor because they know what it's like to serve people and build their own book and build because it's really not about me.
It's about the product.
It's about the customer. It's not about me. It has nothing to do with me.
It's about the customer.
It's about the customer. It's not about me. That's why I won't work with celebrities and influencers and people that have pride problems. It's about them. It's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. It's all about my customer. And are they, like, I think as them. So that's the it factor. And not a lot of people have it.
That's the secret.
I just shared it.
You just shared the secret. It's all about the customer.
Take it off.
You know, I'm learning right now. Because to me, I tell people, like, it's not about you on TikTok Shop. It's about the product. It's about the product. It's about the product.
It's not even about
It's
the
not
product.
even about the product.
No. It's not even about the product.
It's about the customer.
Yes.
Join her course down
Delete
below.
No, I don't have a course. Maybe I should. No. That's funny.
Wow. All right. I think with that, on that note, I mean, is there anything else you want to leave with the people with?
I
I think we might have to do a part 2, by the way.
You
This is,
think
like,
so?
Probably like my favorite podcast. that
Stop. I'm down. I'm always down.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think this is my first podcast doing it like this. I've done virtual ones before, like in the boutique world. I used to mentor like 20,000 boutiques.
Wow.
That's why they were really upset when I left. Like, they were really upset. So for me, like, I really do believe God planted seeds in my heart to help people succeed. And but you have to be cut out. Like, I call it CAT: consistency, authenticity, tenacity. You have to have those 3 things, no matter what you do. It doesn't have to be TikTok Shop. It could be anything you find joy in and want to succeed. You have to be consistent, be yourself, and have the tenacity. Like, you really do. So for me, I love this. Like, this is great. But I think also, like you were saying with TikTok Shop, it's gonna, what is the saying? Like, the cream will rise to the top, or the crop. I don't know the saying. But like right now, while people are having hard difficulties, only the best will rise right now through it, because it's only gonna get harder because it's gonna get more saturated. And like you said, celebrities and influencers are catching on now, and it will get harder. It's gonna get harder and harder and harder. Do you have the tenacity to keep pushing through? Like, do you? Let me know in part 2.
Let's go. Subscribe if you're new. Katrina, thank you so much for coming on. I can't thank you enough.
Of course.
Guys, all her links are going to be down below if you want to find her stuff. But subscribe if you're new.